every company has competition. Coke has Pepsi, McDonald's has Burger King, Disney has Disney, Android has Android, depending on what phone you prefer, and even a company like Best Buy at one point had one too, called Circuit City, an electronics store that was Best Buy but in red. So what happened to these cities of circuits? Well, let's find out. Back in 1949 in Richmond, Virginia, Samuel Wurtzel was enjoying his vacation but came to a realization watching that his world was drastically changing. On TV, televisions were becoming more and more common to find in the average American household. With this realization, that same year he permanently moved to Richmond and opened a store there called Ward's Company. 10 years later, the business now has 4 stores in the Richmond area and was slowly expanding into other states. By the early 80s, they were selling mail orders under the name Dixie Hi-Fi. They also had retail stores in mall outlets with names such as Sight and Sound and Circuit City. Samuel was CEO of the company until his son Alan Wurtzel took over in 1972. In 1974, the company tried a new format of store, a warehouse-sized showroom. It appeared to be really popular with customers, and the store was rebranded to Circuit City in 1981. And the success from there led Ward's company to change its name to Circuit City as well. Over the years, they began to open more and more locations, and in 1985, that popular red tower entrance became a hallmark for the company's brand. Also, a company known as Best Buy began rearing its head in the market. Circuit City was given the opportunity to buy Best Buy for $30 million, but the company declined. A trend we know always goes well for companies that do this. The brand only began going up from there, until 2000, when Best Buy began passing them. Circuit also decided to leave the big appliance business, something they would realize later was a big mistake, as they missed out on the mid-2000s home market boom, where home buyers were obviously getting new appliances for their homes. In 2003, Circuit City laid off 3,900 employees and changed their salary from commission to hourly. A year later, they partnered with Verizon to include a full-service Verizon store in their locations, and stopped selling any other phone carrier as a part of this agreement. In 2007, it looked like the true tipping point for the company. They began closing stores, especially in Canada, with 62. And then they had their third senior executive step down in the past 6 months. Their minimum wage was dropped from $8.75 to $7.40 an hour. And 3,400 higher-ups were restaffed to be in smaller positions of the company. In 2008, Blockbuster, of all people, offered $1 billion to buy Circuit City, but then withdrew a few months later. Also later that year, Circuit announced that it would close 155 stores, lay off 17% of their employees, and then file for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. Wow, 2008 was a crazy year for them. It was revealed that the company had $3 billion in assets and $2.3 billion in debt, including some debt from HP and Samsung. I have no idea how that happens. What did they do? Then on January 10th of 2009, Circuit announced that they needed a buyer by the 16th to prevent itself from shutting down completely. And on the 16th, when all hope was lost, no one offered anything, so they converted their Chapter 11 bankruptcy into Chapter 7, which meant that now it was over. 30,000 people lost their jobs in the process, and locations began to get sold off, demolished, and collecting dust. So what happened? It seemed like things were going well at one point. Well, when you look back at what happened in the 2000s, they took a really bad direction. Like I just mentioned not long ago, they stopped selling a lot of popular appliances to focus more on technology, which really didn't help their case. They also switched sales force from commission to hourly pay, which is a really huge demotivator. Commission is a huge incentive, especially when you're selling cars and houses, because if you want to make more money, well, you have to sell more stuff. And they also let go of a lot of talented people. They were also expanding their stores really quickly, and some of them were just too big. All in all, they really just got shadowed by Best Buy and instead just started to look at them and tried to become Best Buy, which is ironic because they came before Best Buy, but they stopped innovating and just sat on the shoulders of Best Buy. And now with all their debts, they're gone. Best Buy, on the other hand, surprisingly has been doing really well, even in the e-commerce world, because they were able to adapt and embrace the future. So thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next one.